Cascades and Siskiyous. Parts of eastern Oregon getting snow, but just about all of northwestern Oregon and all of the state of Washington, just about all getting sunny skies right now. We're still in the very cold air, however. But if you're watching for traveling conditions, why, we'll give you a couple of numbers here. This is the Oregon number, 1-976-7277. Washington, 1-900-407-7277. Those are both toll calls good for highway conditions in the two states. And our temperature right now, just 32 degrees. And we still have that east wind, which continues to roar through the Columbia River Gorge. And the humidity quite low, 45%. Here's the high temperature today. It got up to 37. With a little bit of sunshine, briefly we did rise to 37. This morning's low 28. It'll be cooler tomorrow morning. And for the rainfall, of course, we should say snowfall, 0. And the freezing level over Salem this afternoon briefly got up to 1,400 feet. There is a little warmer air aloft, but it's not very warm anywhere aloft, and certainly not at the surface. And here's the satellite picture showing quite a bit of cloudiness to the south of us and to the east of us, and that cloudiness rotating around counterclockwise around a low pressure area, which is gradually moving on toward the south. Now, the surface map shows a strong pressure difference from northeast to southwest. That's why we have the east wind through the Columbia River Gorge, but the main activity is to the south of us, will not move back up over us. We don't see any more coming in from the northwest, at least for the next couple of days. But if you look on the upper air chart and on this satellite picture, you can see some more cloudiness up over Alaska and this disturbance associated with it. That will gradually move toward the south and southeast. It will develop a low pressure area off our coast. Eventually, it will affect our weather, not for the next couple of days, however. Temperature on the metropolitan area today mostly in the middle 30s, and over Oregon and Washington it's quite cool in most of the Willamette Valley now, but it did briefly rise to 37 degrees at Portland and Salem, but only 30 at Eugene. There are only 23 degrees there right now. Snowfall, we had some on the ground this morning at Salem and Eugene. Some of that's disappeared by now, but it's still snowing in southeastern Oregon, and those amounts are building up. These are morning snowfall amounts. Those in eastern Washington have not been added to. And here's the coastal condition showing a small craft advisory along the coast for east to northeast winds. And for the coastal forecast, look for clear tonight, mostly sunny there tomorrow, and continued east wind over most of the coastal area, down the teens in some areas along the coast tonight. And for tomorrow, that is for the east central or eastern and central Oregon, scattered snow, mostly south and east tonight and tomorrow, tapering off tomorrow as low as 5 below in some spots east of the Cascades. And for the cloudy in the north portion, snow showers continuing in the south. That should ease off later on tomorrow. And for the Columbia Gorge, strong east winds continuing there, cloudy on the east end, but clear on the west end, and temperatures 5 to 20. And for the Willamette Valley, 15 to 25 tonight. We said in Eugene already down to 23 degrees now. And don't look for any new snow down there tonight or tomorrow, or even on Monday for that matter. Let's go on to the Portland forecast. Mostly sunny tomorrow, high about 36. And for the 5-day outlook, look for a disturbance about midweek that could produce some freezing rain or snow. That's from that new low moving down offshore. It's going to stay cold. Watch out for more freezing precipitation later in the week.
Midweek, though. No snow shovels needed yet.
At least mid or maybe late week.
Okay. The Blazers don't need snow shovels, but let's hope they have a broom tonight.
Yeah, that's right. That'd be great. The Blazers hope to make it a clean sweep on their Texas road trip. We'll have a look at the Blazer guard Rod Strickland. He's making his first return to San Antonio, and there are only 6 teams left in the NFL playoffs. We've got all the highlights coming up next in sports.
Sharon Mitchell here from Channel 8's Good Evening, urging you to go out and enjoy your urban green spaces. I know you're probably a lot like me. You're busy at work, you're busy trying to get enough exercise to stay healthy. You're just plain busy. Why not come back down to earth and visit a piece of wilderness right here in the city? If you'd like to keep your urban green spaces this way, call Metro at 22 Green to help protect our Northwest way of life.
How can Healthy Choice glazed chicken give you less and more? By creating a whole new way of cooking. We don't merely give you less fat. We select more tender breast meat for more delicious taste. And we don't just give you less salt. We add our own unique blend of herbs and spices for more flavor. Healthy Choice glazed chicken. One more way we give you more. Healthy choice. Never settle for less.
Are your teeth flat? Does your dentist know that? Of course. That's why he uses special instruments to clean between teeth. Well, now there's a new instrument you can use at home. Introducing Crest Complete, the first ripple toothbrush. Like a dentist instrument, Crest Complete reaches between teeth, up to 37% farther than the leading flat bristle brush. So to help maintain a dentist clean at home, get new Crest Complete. Only Crest could make a brush this complete.
This used to be cattle country until they came, the lobster ranchers.
Cattle Company announces our special lobster tail and top sirloin dinner.
Herds of the wild crustaceans just as far as the eye could see.
Tender, succulent lobster tails alongside a juicy top sirloin steak.
Sweet little creatures, but they do spook around lemon and butter.
A complete dinner for just $10.95 at Cattle Company.
You get real nervous around boiling water.
There will be a new world champion in pro football. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Redskins in a tough game at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Great matchup. The Niners have the best record in the league at 14-2. The Skins, the defending Super Bowl champs. First quarter, Steve Young at quarterback, and he looks for John Taylor. Funny touchdown here. It deflects off one of the Skins into Taylor's arms. Hits 7-0 San Francisco. Then in the second quarter, Young's at it again. This time he's looking for tight end Brent Jones. He finds him. Jones fumbles, but regains the ball in the end zone. Hits a touchdown, 17-3 at halftime, San Francisco. But the Skins were tough. They rally behind quarterback Mark Rippon. He scores, and it's 17-13 early in the fourth quarter. Then Washington was driving for another touchdown. But watch what happens. Brian Mitchell loses the football, and San Francisco recovers. And the Niners hold on to win at 20-13. They'll now meet either Dallas or Philly in the NFC Championship game. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills took on the Steelers in the AFC playoff game at Pittsburgh, and the fans took out the terrible towels from the Steeler glory years back in the 70s. Pittsburgh had a 3-0 lead, but the Bills used turnovers to take the lead. Frank Reich to Mitch Parada with 7-3. Keep playing the game. Still 7-3, and Richard Shelton almost has the interception. It would have been 7 for the Steelers, but instead, on the very next play, Reich goes for James Lofton, hits him for the touchdown. The Bills win it big, 24-3. They're now just one game away from the Super Bowl. And as we mentioned earlier, the Blazers have a big game tonight in San Antonio. The Blazers win, they'll finish the Texas road trip with a perfect 3-0 mark. You can see the contest right here on Channel 8 immediately after our newscast. Should be an emotional night for Blazer guard Rod Strickland. It'll be Rod's first game back in San Antonio since he left the Spurs and joined the Blazers this season. Rod Strickland seemed happy to visit his old teammates this morning during the shoot-around, but he says he's not that excited to be back in San Antonio.
Not really. You know, I'm ready to get this game over with and get out of here. For the most part, just the third game of a Western road trip, and we want to get it and get on out of here.
The Spurs could have kept Strickland for this season, but decided not to sign him, and Rod became an unrestricted free agent. San Antonio's loss was the Blazers' gain. With Clyde Drexler hampered by injuries this season, Strickland has made a huge contribution. In the last 10 games, he's averaging more than 20 points and 8 assists per game. Rod says he won't be trying to prove anything tonight against the Spurs.
No, not really. I think I'm very confident in what I can do, and I think they pretty much knew what I can do. It was just a matter of, I guess just not wanting me. So, I have no problem with that. All I want to do is come out here and get a victory. It's not really a thing where I'm itching to, show them anything. There's nothing to show them. I've been here for 2.5 years, so it's just about going out there and playing.
The fans may boo Strickland tonight in San Antonio, but if they do, Rod says it won't bother him.
I've been in there and I've had different reactions. That's not something that I'm worried about. I got to go out here and play ball and try to help contribute to get a win.
The Spurs started slowly this year, but are 6-2 since John Lucas replaced Jerry Tarkanian as head coach. San Antonio is 16-13 overall, and they've had their work cut out for them this week. They beat Phoenix on Sunday, and they've split 2 games with Utah.
We're just pumped to play against their team. This has been a big week for us, and if we can top it off with a win tonight and make us 3-1 for this week and this toughest week of the year. So it's not Rod coming back. We're all happy to see Rod coming back. I'm sure he'll be excited, but we're trying to win the game.
Meanwhile, the Oregon State Beavers beat the Cal Bears at California for one of their biggest wins of the year. Scott Haskins, 22 points, 10 rebounds. The Beavers win at 64-63. They're now 6-5 in the season and 2-0 in the Pac-10. The Ducks are also in California, and they're going to play at Stanford tonight at 8 p.m. Two of the scores report in the Pac-10. UCLA beat Arizona State, and Arizona over Southern Cal. Meanwhile, the Wrangler Pro Rodeo Classic's off to a rip-roaring start over at the Coliseum. Three-day event opened last night, and it'll continue tonight at 8 p.m. These cowboys are tremendous athletes. They ride bulls that weigh close to 2,000 pounds, and it's dangerous. Take a close look at this cowboy. Gets knocked off and almost gets trampled. The bull missed his head twice. The action starts tonight at 8, as I told you. It'll go again tomorrow at 2 p.m. And Davis Love III has a one-shot lead over Paul Azinger in the Tournament of Champions golf tournament in California. The Blazers right after our newscast.
That's right after this newscast at 5:30. Well, next on News 8, a story of puppy love, life-saving puppy love.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, on the next Good Evening.
I didn't think I'd get out of the water alive.
His kayak capsizes in 51-degree water. Boats drive by and don't see him. Coast Guard choppers miss him too. What else could go wrong? Lots.
I was all set to die.
A Northwest man relives his nightmare at sea. Then she's finally gotten the exposure she's been looking for. Get up close and personal with TV's hottest tomboy. Monday at 6:30 on Channel 8.
You know all that seafood you love at Red Lobster? Well, we've just lowered our prices with 15 dinners from $6.95 to $9.95, like our shrimp sampler, just $7.95. You know, with our new lower prices, you're going to love Red Lobster even more. And come see us for lunch, too. Try our $4.99 special. Golden fried shrimp and grilled chicken breast, plus potato and salad, just $4.99. So hurry to Red Lobster for lunch every day, Sunday, too.
Imagine the luscious taste of Quaker Natural in a low-fat cereal. Here's original and low-fat Quaker 100% natural.
Any way you crunch, Quaker Natural, you love it 100%.
Low-fat Quaker Natural tastes crunchy, irresistible, and it's low in fat. Try it on fresh fruit, yogurt, even out of the box.
Any way you crunch, Quaker Natural.
Original and low-fat.
You love it 100%.
A dog barking at night can be a nuisance, but for two residents in Texas early this morning, it was a lifesaver. Reporter Cinnamon Stouffer explains.
This is what residents at the Fort Retire RV Park woke up to at about 5:15 this morning. A two-story home going up in flames. And this is what was left of the house a few hours later. Practically nothing. But the outcome could have been much worse. Two people were inside. While Tom Hopman left to get help, his common-law wife stayed upstairs. The fire got too intense, and her only way out was through the balcony. She eventually jumped into a neighbor's arms.
With a fire this extensive, the residents are lucky no one was hurt. And although they don't remember hearing their smoke detector, they had a special fire alarm of their own.
This is the real hero of the day. 3-month-old Hotai was the first to sense the danger. That's when he jumped up on the bed and began barking. The couple eventually woke up and smelled smoke.
Well, I feel that we're awful lucky. And I just thankful for our little puppy, because he's the one that saved us.
Hotai may be a strange name for a dog, but in Japan, it's the god of happiness. And this puppy's made some people very happy today.
I'm just pleased that nobody got hurt. Really pleased. And I would think that's the best news of the year.
Cinnamon Stouffer, KMOL News.
One of the cutest heroes you'll ever see, that's for sure. And that's the latest from Here for Now. Next on Channel 8, the Blazers and the San Antonio Spurs. And we will have a news update at halftime. See you then.
No one knew where he came from, but they knew what he wanted. Introducing AM/PM's hearty new BBQ rib, flame broiled, smothered in barbecue sauce. It's one mean sandwich. At only 99 cents each, you can pack up a herd of them. No one knew where he came from, but they knew he'd be back.
Welcome. How did the incredible universe begin? In the beginning, there was a great void. Then, suddenly, a big bang, followed by an incredible
incredible 160,000 square feet of space, which was filled with all of the electronics, computers, appliances, and music in the world, all at incredible low prices. Incredible Universe. It's not just a store, it's cosmically fun.
If it's not in the universe, it doesn't exist.
We saw that we could move the windshield forward on a sedan and reduce wind noise while increasing visibility. We saw that moving the wheels toward the corners would result in greater stability and more passenger room. We saw that this cab forward design is not only more aerodynamic, it looks like nothing else on the road. And now that we've seen what's possible on a four-door sedan, we can't see building one any other way. Intrepid. This changes everything.
Find out the real relationship between the Colonel and the King.